Hello and welcome to another great edition Tuesday morning of Judy Copenbarger today with our very own money expert, and this time around our very own holiday expert because we're going to be talking about that, Judy Copenbarger. How are you, Judy?
I am fantastic. Loving the holidays. I'm decorated and ready to go. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You know what? And it's very inspiring because you're very Christmassy in the back there. I've said it before. It's a perfect postcard moment, right? Oh, and we added more to it. Very nice. Very nice.
I'm ready to go.
Really true Christmas spirit. I love it. And folks, if you're just joining us for the first time, please make sure you're following Judy at judycopenbarger.today. Today, we're going to be talking about part two, what we covered last week of smart giving on a spending plan. We no longer say the B word, we say spending plan, folks.
No budgets.
No budgets. That's it. That should be our 2025 motto, right? No budgets for 2025. So, what do you say we get started? But let's start with a little bit of a recap of what we covered last week to catch up, folks, before we jump into today's show.
Yeah, last week we talked about how to end up at the other end of the holidays, not going, oh, I overspent again. Here come the credit card bills again. We weren't going to do it. And just really focusing on what's the season about. It's about, for me, it's about connection. It's about love. It's about tradition. It's about being together and sharing experiences, not necessarily all the stuff. I mean, it's nice to have gifts under the tree and things like that, but it's really about the time together for us. And I think when people focus on that, it doesn't have to be expensive, to create memories. We talked a little bit about, maybe taking a family photo or doing something creative, have a scavenger hunt, maybe a small gift, but a scavenger hunt attached to it, or take a walk or go do something outdoors, go to the parks now that the parks are open, right? So there are so many things you can do that don't take a lot of money, but they will bring a lot of equity into your relationships, relational equity, right? And they can just really make life so much better. And always keep in mind, this isn't the best time of year for a lot of people. If they've suffered a loss around this time of year, if they didn't have that perfect childhood, with gifts under the tree and all the big meals and things that we enjoy, not everybody is celebrating this time of year. We want to remember the people that we just not kind of need to help carry them through the holidays because it's not a good time for them. But other than that, celebrating and doing all that connection is fantastic, and it doesn't have to break the bank.
And so this is a perfect segue into what we're going to talk about part two today, right? Things that we don't really think about or we take for granted. But what do you say we get started with something as simple as are there ways to save on packaging, wrapping, and even shipping gifts?
Yeah, well, you can do it when it's not the season. Do it early. You'll save a lot of money doing it early. Then you have time for it to get there on the slow boat, not, the overnight kind of thing. That can get really costly. And then if you shop in bundles, if you go to a place that has a gift that many of your giftees, your receivers would enjoy, and you shop in a bundle, if you meet those minimums, the minimum requirement, the free shipping happens. And then, of course, if you subscribe, like if you have Prime or something like that, shipping is always free. So if you have that, you can see what's available. That'd be the Amazon thing, but other companies have something similar. But why not be a little bit more creative? One year we didn't have a lot of money for the extra stuff. And so I just collected all the brown paper bags that I could find. Hard to find them now, but they have them. And I wrapped in brown bags. And then I had fabric that I cut in long strips. I forgot about this until we were just thinking of it. And then I made ribbons out of this beautiful fabric on the brown paper bag, and so everything under the tree matched, and it was really colorful, really pretty,
Oh,
rustic. It was it didn't cost anything. A couple of yards of fabric. That was kind of cool. But why not make part of your gift the wrapping? So maybe storage containers or beautiful boxes for your shelving or your storage in your closet, and wrap the stuff in those. Right now, the packaging is the gift. Suitcases, anything related to travel, it's containers, right? Why not do your gift giving that is the container? You don't need to wrap it, stick a bow on it, right? And then everything else is inside. So you can just be, suit bags is a good one. If you have a traveler that travels with suits or gowns or tuxedos or, fancy things that you want to protect, that could be the wrapping. It's like, oh, that's a nice suit bag. So things like that, just being a little creative might make a difference, and include the packaging in the gifting. How about that?
That sounds fantastic. And I'm going to do a sidetrack here for a moment.
Yeah.
You just reminded me when you talked about paper bags. I best memories I have of that is, and again, I'm going to date myself, folks, is wrapping our school books. Do you remember that? The
Oh my
textbook
goodness.
and all that.
Yes.
It was like
Decorating.
decorating them. That was like the fun thing that you look forward to. All right, yeah, we got to do all this, but now you get to design your own stuff once it's all said and done. You just reminded me of that as we were talking about this.
I haven't thought about that in years. I'm going to have to share that with my kids, that kind of a flashback. But yeah, we'd bring all of our books home the first day or two of school, throw them all in the living room floor with all the paper bags and the scissors and tape, and
Yeah,
yeah, and then decorate them. Yeah, with stickers and drawings. Yeah.
good
Simple,
time. So now I'll
simple.
get back on track. But
Yeah, then we
good
went
time,
to
right?
the book covers that you would buy, with whatever colors. Then they went to the ones that are like book socks, the fabric ones, right? And now
Yes.
I think it's just no books. You just need a code or a link.
Oh
Things have
my God.
changed for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're still talking. So let's talk a little bit more about the giving, the shipping of gifts and stuff. But how can families create these gift giving traditions that are both fun and very cost effective?
Well, if you get away from everybody has to buy a really nice gift for everybody, it could be a small gift for each person, or you just have one person that you pick, the numbers thing. And a lot of adults do that in their families when all the next generation, all the grandkids come, all the adults just kind of draw names, right? So you're buying one nice gift for somebody, and it's, a different person every year. But you can make it fun, even if it's the little gifts, or maybe everybody puts money in and you go to the dollar store and everybody gets a little something. They're all wrapped up, and then you can play games with it. And if you've ever gone to office parties or PTA parties, they always have these gift giving games where you're in a circle and you pass it to the left and pass it to the right and all of that. There's that really neat poem about Santa Claus. You remember that poem? Have you ever heard it? So it's a story about Santa Claus left the North Pole. He turned right at the tree. He went left, right, left, right. And so every time it's left, right, you pass, everybody's got a gift in a circle and you pass it left or right. It's really kind of cool. There's several of them. That's fun. So you have this experience where you're interacting, having fun, laughing, having a good time, being entertained together. And at the end, then you open your gift. So the tradition of the gift is there, but you're creating new memories and having fun at the same time. So those are things that you can do. And there's so many great ideas, online. I like the one where you get to steal, you open
Right.
gift number 17 and then you can steal from somebody else and then it's frozen. And that's fun. I'm a little competitive and most of our family is. So, I mean, we have riots over who's going to get the battery charger.
So,
And it's
so let me
fun.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. So go back a little bit because now you have me very intrigued with this Santa Claus game, right? And I think this is probably something I may end up implementing. And those that are watching, folks, pay attention to this. Tell us a little bit more about that. That sounds like it would be a blast.
It is a blast. I will pull up a couple of those next episode and I'll share, maybe if there's time, I'll share one or I'll at least give you where to go get it. But there are poems out there that have a lot of the word left and right. So I left it right there, right? Or I left it on the left side, right in front of the tree. So you're like passing.
Right.
So, and it goes through this whole poem. So somebody reads it and everybody else is passing the gifts. Very fun. Very, very fun. So I'll find one next episode. We'll have it out there. Remind me, Carlos, and
Yeah.
I'll look that up for you guys. But if you go online and look up gift exchange, left, right poem, you'll probably find, everything you need. Good times.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, folks, and just what we're going to talk about next week as well as we get closer to the end of the show. But let's continue down this path. You're giving us so far some fantastic advice as usual. About ways to save. Especially on when we're doing planning, spending planning as well too. So, talk a little bit about your recommendation on setting a specific, maybe a spending allowance per person, and if so, like how should it be determined?
Well, I think boy, this is so sensitive when it comes down to the money part. It's like the
Right.
gift from the heart and the money part. But I think it's a real conversation. I think going to the lowest common denominator is a nice way to go. So you might have people in the family that never think about money. They just go shop and buy what they want. You have others that are really they got to watch it. They're just saving for their first house. They're still in school. They're just really they just had triplets. money is kind of bottlenecked right now in that season of life, and it's not forever. But some people are in that period. So I think if what they could afford is each to give a $20 gift, make it 20. And if somebody has the ability to give a $100 gift, they can do it outside of this gift giving season, right? They could do it on the side. Maybe it's, $50, whatever it is, but it will help to consider everybody buys one gift for one person. And how you figure out who draws names or who picks what, that's fine. But I think you need to be sensitive to the ones that can't. And same
Right.
thing with travel, where you have Christmas, how you have Christmas. If we're going to do a big cruise, everybody's going on the cruise. Well, that might really be tough for some. So you got to consider everybody and what their means are. Maybe help, some of them that are in that bottleneck season financially. But I think that being sensitive to the ones that right now have a little bit of scarcity, with what's going on and money's going out to other things, is probably a sensitive way to approach a family thing. You don't want hard feelings over gift giving. Really?
Right.
If you want to talk about religion and politics and stuff like that, that can get sensitive, but don't make it over gift giving. It's supposed to be joyful and an experience that we have together, not stressful and, bringing animosity and competition. Make it fun, make it easy.
I think the other thing we've talked about previously too is sometimes you get caught up in this pressure, what I call like a pressure cooker, right? All of a sudden, Judy's giving me a gift, so now I feel an obligation because I wasn't planning because of my budget to get Judy a gift or to give this other person a gift in my office, right? But everybody's giving each other gifts, and it creates this additional tension and pressure where we get into debt just because we don't want to be that person not giving out anything as well. I mean, you touched on that as well too, which kind of leads me to my next question, right? So, how can homemade or DIY gifts add a special touch without adding to the cost?
Oh, they're the best. A gift from the heart, a gift from your time, a gift from your essence, a gift from your talents is way better than something, from Tiffany's. Well, for most people, for me, definitely. I want you to give me something from you, not something from, some that was manufactured somewhere else in the world. Right. So, if you're good at art, some note cards that you create, give someone a set of note cards that are handmade. It's way better than, whatever you're going to buy online. Kitchen goodies. If you're good at baking, why not get grandma out in there in the kitchen and make some banana bread or some cakes, spaghetti sauce. We've given away homemade spaghetti sauce from our tomatoes from our garden. People love that. They love that. If you make rolls, if you make jams, if you put up, pickles. We did pickles this last year, and everybody's like, "Do you have any more pickles?" It doesn't cost a whole lot. It's time. And again, if you think about it, the process, our family is out together in the sunshine, getting our vitamin D and fresh air, picking the cucumbers. We're bringing them in. We wash them up. We prepare everything, slice it, do all the things we do in the kitchen. Then we prepare them, on the stove, and we bottle them and all that. We're doing it together. There's the connection. There's the love. There's the holidays. Then we wrap it really cute, right? That's the fun, creative part. And then we give that to someone. It didn't cost a lot of money. It was a little bit of time that we wanted to invest in each other anyway. And now if they show up and they give me a necktie or a scarf or whatever at the office, you got a jar of pickles or some spaghetti sauce or homemade jam. It didn't cost a lot of money. It just took a little thought and creativity. And you can even go buy, the peaches or whatever it is you're making jam out of, get whatever's on sale, and do something like that. And it doesn't have to be in the kitchen. It could be something that you do. Maybe if we happen to have a garden. Right now, strawberries are going crazy. And, strawberries make babies and babies and babies and babies. So I just replanted probably 500 strawberry plants that will turn into
Wow.
these big, I mean, they're fruiting now. They're amazing, amazing. And so wouldn't somebody like to have a couple strawberry plants in their flower bed? Maybe. Doesn't cost a lot, takes a little time, a little creativity, and it's like, here you go. So there are things that you have, there are skills and talents and experiences that you have in your life that other people can get just a little bit of you in a gift without having to go to the mall and spend a bunch of money on a credit card. Just saying.
Yeah, and as you're talking about this, I'm just thinking, I gotta get a list and go shopping at Judy's and pick up some of these strawberries, right? You can do so many things with them
Come
for
on
sure,
over.
right?
Avocados, come on over. Yeah, but like you're in the IT world. You go clicking. You know, you do whatever computer things you do. That's about how much I know. But you go clicking. And there are things that you could do. What if you gave somebody a certificate, get out of jail free card? Call me 3 times this year. Call me, no charge, day or night. Call me, and I will help you figure out how to get that thing off your cell phone, or how to, how to turn that thing back on, or find your password. Right? What a gift, and it's from your heart. It's something that you just have a skill set around. A fancy little coupon. I love get out of jail free because that's how I feel. When I'm like, I can't do anything. So, I mean, things like that, whatever it is, maybe, you're good at yard work, you're fixing your handyman skills, right? And you say, okay, 2 times this year, call me and I'll get that garbage disposal working, or I'll, change those light bulbs. It doesn't have to be costly. You just got to think outside the box. What can I do that would really bless somebody else and give them peace of mind and comfort and feel loved? Right? It's not that
Yeah.
hard.
No, you're right, and you actually talked about this also about the little gift booklets, right? Like a free massage or a free
Mhm.
going to shop for you and all that. Those are simple things that we sometimes forget that would mean a lot, right? Like if you got this from your kids, it would be like phenomenal. So every year for me, it was just like with our son, it's just every card. I always told him, well, what do you? I'd say, as long as you make it, I don't care what it is, what it looks like. I know it came from you, and like you said, you took the time to do it, and those are definitely the type of gifts that we forget sometimes, right? Because we're also afraid of again, I'll go back to saying like being judged because you're not going out and spending $100 or whatever plus on a gift. But these are we forget how meaningful
Mhm.
these particular gifts are too. So I'm glad you're
Definitely.
bringing that up for sure. And folks, if you're just joining us, you have to watch the beginning of the show. You have to watch last week so you can catch up on this as well. And if you're not following Judy, please do so at judycopenbarger.today. Today has been about spending plans and how you're going to be able to get through Christmas and be able to just focus on what's important this time around. So we're getting close to the end of the show, and for you guys, you already know what that means. Our Christmas spending plan. What does that look like for this week?
Oh, right. So having a plan, that your homework, your challenge, is having a plan. So I would say, gamifying it, making it fun, making it a challenge. I think sometimes that helps motivate people to do something that they feel like is a chore or a limiting issue. So I would say gamify it. So game your plan and plan your game.
Ooh,
Game your
like that.
plan and plan your game. So gamify it. What's going to make it fun and exciting and challenging? Are we going to draw names? Are we going to do the left right game? Are we going to do, something different, maybe a new tradition that we start that is more economical, considering everybody's, spending plan. And then plan your game, plan it, let everybody know, here's how we're doing it. We're going to draw names on this day. We're going to shop this day. We're going to make cookies together. Um, we're going to put limits on what we need to spend for food or for travel or for whatever, but we're going to do it on purpose. We're going to make it fun. We're going to make it exciting and build new traditions that don't break the bank. That's your challenge.
All right, folks. And here's an extra challenge for you guys. So I'm going to talk really briefly about next week's episode. Next week's episode, we're going to have a very special episode. We're going to talk about, I think we may end up covering just a little bit more because I think, there's still a little bit more questions that we can hit on the 24th, right? The day before Christmas. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about special traditions. And if you like to join us, you can join us live on here as well, too. So we'll give you guys that challenge. If you're not camera shy, you can hop on, share your traditions and all that stuff with us. And then we would love to hear that from you as well. So remember, we are here every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. with the replays on Thursdays at 8 p.m. If you're not following Judy, shame on you guys. No, kidding. You need to follow her at judycopenbarger.today. So you follow all of her social medias. Any last party words, Judy?
Just enjoy this last week or so in preparing, for Christmas, and then all the holidays around this time. We've got birthdays at our house too. So just enjoy the time together. Don't be stressed about the money stuff. Keep it simple, be creative, and make it lovely. Just make it lovely. You can do this.
All right, you guys. We'll see you next week. Take care, Judy.
Bye-bye.